Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the thumbnail, today I'm going to be making a rush order. My loyal customer ordered this nail set super last minute, and she basically told me to just freestyle it and that she wanted the color scheme to be like nude with either white, black, or pink. So I decided on nude, black, and pink. So I'm so excited to show you exactly how I made this nail set. I was definitely having a rush. I had to ship this UPS next day air, so I had to make sure that I shipped it on time for the next air pickup time. If you didn't know, like for UPS, you have to drop it off before a certain time to be able to do those expedited shipping options. And I basically just grabbed the shape that I thought she would like, which she always orders square, so I went ahead in with a medium length square. She did tell me she wanted the medium length, but she didn't specify her shape, so I just assumed it would be square. And then I went in with 2 layers of my base color called Blushed Clay from my shop. If you're ever interested in ordering anything from my site, you can use my discount code Nailslayer in all caps, and you use that at checkout, it'll save you 10% off. And now I'm going to be getting started on the French tip. I'm going to be using my Purrfect Black gel polish. This is a black gel polish that I created. All of my gel polishes are HEMA free, and this one is just super pigmented and easy and smooth to work with, especially for beginners. As a beginner, I never knew which black gel polish to buy. Black and white were something I struggled with. I had to go through so many trial and errors to find a good one, but this one is definitely not going to fail you. I basically got started on the French. I knew that I wanted to do a French tip on all of the nails, and I actually did have an inspo photo for this, so let me input it now before I forget. So this is the inspiration photo. I was so in love with the black French with the purple flowers, but of course she requested like pink instead, so I decided to go in with the white flowers and the pink like aura type of design on top, and I felt like this was so beautiful. I honestly was kind of scared freestyling this for her because she is one of my more loyal customers. She has ordered with me for years now, but she always tells me exactly what she wants to order, so I've never actually done a freestyle for her. I think this might be the first or second freestyle I've ever done for her. I think it's the first, honestly. I can't really remember any other ones, but I was like nervous. I'm still nervous like if she's gonna like it or not, but she always orders bling, she always orders like flower nails, and she has ordered like black French from me before for winter and stuff, but I don't know if black is giving too like fall or like Halloween vibes. I hope it's not. I really don't think it's not for me personally. I feel like this is giving like glam luxe birthday birthday elegant type of vibe, but you know, everybody has a different idea of what a design looks like in their head, so it's just like kind of hard, you know, like it's always hard to create freestyles and you just never know if it's going to be right. But I always just go with my gut, and my gut instinct told me that she would be okay with the black French or any type of French, because she always ordered a lot of French tip nails before, and then she has ordered like flower nails from me before, so I felt like flowers would be perfect, and she does love a glam nail set, so I felt like this was perfect, and I hope it goes well with anything that she's wearing for her birthday. Like that's always something I try to think about. I didn't want to make the entire French tip set all pink because I didn't want it to be like so pink, you know what I mean? I wanted it to be more elegant, so I decided to go in with the black French, whereas usually I'd probably go in with a white French for a more classic vibe. But a nail set I recently made her had a baby pink French, so I felt like it was a good switch up from things she's ordered in the past, like something different, you know. Hopefully she likes it. But anyways, that's kind of just what the background story is of this nail set. And funny story is actually she messaged me telling me, oh my gosh, I never told you what kind of shape I wanted, and I said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. I just assumed you would want square because you always order square, and she is happy about that decision. She was so happy that she said I already know exactly what she wants. So yeah, I'm happy I decided to go with square. I always try to make the best judgment to the best of my ability. Like I try to use my best judgment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anytime I have a mistake on the French, I go in with my Slade Up cleanup brush. This is my multi-purpose cleanup brush. You can use it to clean up. You can use it to draw so many different things like little clouds. You can use it to paint so many different types of designs. So I love that. Just in case you're new to my channel, all the products that I use are always in the description of every video, including the nail stands I use, including the putty that I use to stick the nails on. Everything is always in the description box, so in case you're ever wondering what products I use or where I get something, it's always there for you to be able to access. my number one thing is I do not like gatekeeping anything. Like, you guys that have been here for a long time already know this. I usually always link everything I use unless I forget or I can't find it anymore or something like that. But I always am, I'm always just one comment away if there's any questions that you have or anything that I don't specify and you're curious about or you have a question about. Feel free to just ask away. And I did find my tiny little sculpting tool, my little silicone tool. Those of you guys that watched my last video know that it was lost, and I found it underneath my bed, of course, where I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't like completely underneath. It was like off to the side, like on the side of my bed. So I definitely think my cat knocked it over. And yeah, I'm so glad I found it. Like, oh my gosh, I was so happy because I love this little tool. So as you can see, these tiny silicone tools are perfect for sculpting out the tiny flowers on shorter nails, especially if you're someone that likes to wear short to medium. Whereas for like longer nails, you can use any silicone tool size, but these little tools are literally game changing and they're super affordable. I'll put them in the description as well. And I'm just going to be using this putty. This has like a milky white tint to it, where I always used to use like the regular clear putty, and the regular clear one, I would be so annoyed every time I would have to paint it a milky white because it does not give that same look as other people's like milky whites do. And I wish I can find one that's just a little bit more of an opaque white. If you guys know about a 3D flower gel like this one that is super easy to work with, that is more of an opaque white, let me know. But I'm actually going to look into the brand that I'm already using because this brand is really good. Like the product, I guess, like the way it molds, and it's really easy to work with. So if they have a more opaque white, I'm definitely going to pick that up because I definitely need that, especially with spring and summer coming around. I've been getting a lot of requests for flower nails already. Like, I already made one today. I made another one with flowers on it. I didn't record it because I was just making it so last minute. I wanted to ship that order out ASAP. But well, this order was also rushed, but I did film this one. And then I also made another one the other day that had flowers on it as well. So I just use this product a lot, and I definitely want to pick up more colors and things like that. And now I'm going to be painting the petals pink, kind of like that inspiration photo where it's just like the color is only in the center of the flower, kind of spread up towards the petals. And of course, I'm using my Slate Up brush for this. I did kind of damage my brush because I had it set up against a bottle of gel polish. Like, I usually just leave things all over my desk, hence why my silicone tool went missing. My cat likes to grab things and throw them off my desk and stuff. And basically my little Slate Up brush got kind of bent. So I don't know if I'm going to steal another one from my stash that is from my online store. I'm going to have to take one for myself because I definitely use this so much that I do not like when it's damaged. But yeah, I just need to grab another one. And I'm just rolling out these tiny little balls. It's honestly kind of difficult for me to still get these balls exactly the perfect size every single time, because it's like one of those things where you really have to be good at eyeballing stuff, and it's just kind of hard for me to do that. And you might be able to notice that you might notice that I am not touching the product with my gloves. I don't want it to get stuck on my gloves and then it's like hard and gets sticky and it's like hard to work with. Basically, I like to just go right in with my actual cuticle pusher and kind of mold it like that on the actual like jar of the product, and then I stick it on the nail, and then from there I mold it. I don't want to have to touch the product because I don't want my gloves to get sticky, and I don't want the product to stick to my gloves at all. So I just prefer not to touch it, honestly. That's just the way I've been doing it, and honestly it's worked really good for me just like that. So if you don't like touching it either and you kind of just don't want the mess or the hassle, definitely recommend trying that out. And I just use a regular cuticle pusher for that, like a regular metal one. And as you can see, I'm just going in with the tiny silicone tool, and I'm just using the pointy side towards the inside of the flower, and I'm just going to flatten the petals out. I don't want to squeeze down so hard that the petals get so flat, and I don't want to do it just so little to where they're super 3D still. I kind of want them all to be the same thickness, so I want them to be flat, but not so flat, you know? So I kind of just use firm pressure and just kind of press down, and then that's what I do. I did flash cure that. Well, it looks flash cured because I sped up the video, but I did cure it with my mini lamp. And then now I'm going to be going in with my neon pink gel polish. If you're wondering which neon pink I'm using, it's called Bahama Babe from my shop. All of my gel polishes are pigmented, smooth, easy to work with. I did create these products with beginners and advanced nail artists in mind, so both, so that way you have good quality product for advanced nail artists, and then it's still smooth and easy to work with and HEMA free, so it's safe in case you ever get any on your skin. Obviously you don't want to get it on your skin, it's still a chemical, but it's safer than other products. The reason why I needed to make it HEMA free, in case you're new to my channel, is because whenever I would use HEMA products, like some big brands, really popular brands have HEMA in their products, and I would use them a lot, and I started noticing that I was getting really bad eczema. And ever since I stopped using those products completely, I only grab them if I absolutely need a certain color from, like, you know, the certain brand, but I try not to use them as much. Like, I try to just use what I can that's HEMA free, which are my own products, and hopefully soon I can create glitters and things like that. Most of the time, the products I gravitate towards that do have HEMA, because I don't have any in my own collection yet, are glitters and cat eyes and stuff. But I really want to create some good quality glitters and cat eyes, so those are in the works right now. And I want to create some really beautiful and unique colors, like just stuff that's like stunning, you know what I mean? So once I have those flowers down, I decided to only keep the flowers on the pointer finger and on the ring finger. And I'm going to be, I did like the little half flowers on the pointer finger, as you can see. And to keep up with the bling theme, I didn't want to use like studs or caviar beads. I wanted to use rhinestones in the center of the flowers. So that's what I decided to go in with. I'm just using a mix of SS stones. I like using these, or she requested these clear, like silvery ones. So she did tell me, like, if I do bling, to do this. She always tells me to change to silver instead of gold, so I always make sure to do that for her. And I'm going to be using my cyanacrylate glue. This is like a super strong glue. It's basically like the equivalent to like a super glue, Gorilla Glue type of thing. And the one I use will be in the description box. If you're ever using this product to adhere your big rhinestones, trust me, it's going to work so good. You are not going to have any issues with your rhinestones falling off. And also, if you're using it, you do want to make sure that you go in with a like nail glue dryer spray. It just dries the product instantly. That way your rhinestones aren't falling off to the side. I just get mine from eBay, so I'll put mine in the description as well, the one I use. But the spray, like combined with this glue, trust me, it's literally chef's kiss. Your rhinestones will not come off. So it's just a really good product. And then I'll show you guys in a second, but around big stones, to really seal them onto the nail and really seal around the edges, you can go in with my rhinestone glue, which comes in with a built-in brush. I use it as like a 3D gel and a rhinestone gel at the same time. And you basically just use that to seal around your big rhinestones and your big nail charms, so that way they don't get caught on your hair or your clothes or anything. They don't snag and fall off. So that's why I created that rhinestone gel with the built-in brush, so that way you can just go around your big charms, your big crystals, and really seal them in there, so you don't have issues with them coming off and snagging. Like, that's the number one biggest thing that I've noticed as a nail artist for so many years, is that customers will tell me, like, I don't want rhinestones because they snag, or I don't want rhinestones because like they get caught on my hair. And like, I totally get that, but I will do everything that I possibly can to make sure that they don't snag on their hair. Like, I will seal it as best as I can, so that way there's no little tiny lifts, like lifted areas, you know what I mean, where the hair is going to get trapped underneath. As long as your rhinestone is fully sealed in, it will not snag in your hair. I promise you, it won't. Like, even if it's like this type of rhinestone that I'm using today, like a pear shape or something, it should not snag as long as it's fully sealed. So the only thing that might snag is like charms with little lifted raised areas and things like that. But anything that's like smooth over the nail, like these rhinestones and things like that, those will not snag. You'll be perfectly fine as long as it's perfectly sealed. And I'm also going to be using my rhinestone gel for just tiny areas here where I don't want the glue to get on all over the flowers. So I put a little bit here, and I'm going to be putting a few stones there as well. And the reason why I like using this glue is because I'm going to top coat over these tiny rhinestones here anyways. So I don't really, it doesn't really matter that the product is like basically a UV LED glue versus the other glue, which is an air dry glue. That's just something I forgot to mention. The super glue type one from Amazon that I use, the Starbond, is like an air dry glue. That's why you need that spray to like dry it. Whereas my rhinestone gel with the built-in brush, it cures in your UV lamp. So you just want to put in the lamp for 60 seconds and it fully cures. And it also cures a no wipe finish, so you can use it for like the 3D stuff, like 3D lines, 3D bubbles, everything like that. And it works really great for stuff like that. But when I'm using big crystals, I have to use my Starbond glue, because that is going to be your go-to for big crystals and big nail charms. I will not use my built-in liner brush glue from my brand for big stones and big crystals, because it has more of a thinner consistency, and because it has that no wipe formula, it's not going to adhere those giant crystals perfectly, but it works so good with small stones. Before I even came out with the product, I tested the product on my nails on top of top coat with that glue, my rhinestone glue from my brand Nailsslayedbyval, and it worked so good. The tiny stones stayed on for 2 weeks, and it was so amazing. It was during Christmas time, so I really loved that product, and that's why I decided to come out with it. I felt like after I tested it, I would really want that for my brand. And yeah, something like this acrylate glue is just so good to have, and it comes in the big bottle, so it's super affordable. I keep going back talking about 2 glues, by the way. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. It's like weird because in my brain it makes sense, but I know that I'm talking so fast and so random, kind of like scattered. I know a lot of you guys do understand what I mean, but I know for some people it could be a lot to take in, especially if you're a beginner. So I'm sorry about that. I do have a lot of videos in depth about rhinestones and application and everything like that. But the key to a beautiful rhinestone placement is getting a bunch of different size stones, and they don't need to be expensive. You can get them from anywhere. If you want good quality ones, get them from Blue Street Crystals. You can use code VAL. That's just like, you know, something that you can get if you want to, but you don't have to get them from there. They're expensive on there. I would recommend like any glass stones. Just don't use the plastic ones. The plastic ones are what's going to give that cheap look to your press-ons, and if you want them to look more like luxury like and high quality, you definitely want to go in with glass rhinestones and a good rhinestone glue, so that way your customers' rhinestones do not fall off. But basically that's it for this video. It was a quick little video, nighttime upload. I know I'm sorry for all of you guys that are on the other side of the United States that is not California. I always upload like late night for you guys, which to me is like 8 to 10 p.m, which isn't late to me, but I know for you guys it is late, so you guys probably are not seeing this the same day. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.